What is going on, viewers of YouTube? SunSpot here, and I am back with you guys my review of the Bandai Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Legacy Collection Green Ranger 7-inch collectible figure. As per usual, I do want to highlight the packaging. Nothing too special. Do have some warning labels there at the top with the Bandai logo. Does say Saban's Power Rangers right there with the little lightning bolt there. Do have a transparent cover where you would see the figure inside with all of his accessories. Do have some really pretty green lightning bolts here on the side, very common for the wave so far. Does say includes 2 exclusive accessories, so that's always nice. And here we do have a really pretty image of the Green Ranger. This honestly is what makes me kind of want to keep the box for the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger stuff rather than Ninja Storm stuff, just because, you know, it's a bit more classic. And down here, of course, it says Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And on the side of the box, I know it's really hard to see, but it actually says Legacy Collection Green Ranger. Side the box is nothing too special, continues that streak of green lightning, as well as the transparent cover. And same goes for the other side of the box, only the lightning bolts are actually up at the top here. Top of the box has the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo and title, as well as the continuation of the green lightning bolts. And back of the box is basically irrelevant. Just like the Red Ranger, the back of the box highlights the Megazord that I will eventually build once the second wave comes out, but it does, tell you, which Ranger comes with which part, so that's pretty helpful. And down here at the bottom is the entire wave, which I have already reviewed, so please check that out on my channel. As for the figure himself, this is honestly probably the best figure in the wave so far. Now, the only thing that honestly bothers me about this figure is the lack of a Build-A-Figure piece, because technically, for the wave so far, it's considered the specialty figure, so no Build-A-Figure piece, it's independent, but it's still a fully articulated and a highly detailed figure. Let's take a closer look. As for the head sculpt, it is perfect, without a doubt. And if you are a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan, you can definitely tell. You are the evidence to why this is perfect. I absolutely love the sculpt here. I love how they painted the visor itself and the helmet's eyes over here, the same glossy black, just looks so beautiful. The little red diamond shape here, which is actually molded on with like the gold rim, just looks very beautiful. Do love all these indentations and like the fin that, or a mohawk rather, that just sticks right out of the head, just looks so nice. The outskirts of the visor look very pretty too. A very clean Snow White with, some great indentations there that form like all these rectangles and diamonds and such. Just really beautiful. And what's good is that there's no paint spill on mine. I always appreciate that. And the mouthpiece is wonderfully sculpted. Really nice reflective silver too. It's I think at this angle you could probably tell that that's a really nice silver they used for the mouthpiece. Much better in person, obviously. The color coordination here is probably a little bit off. This actually bothers me here. Bothers me a bit. It's a little bit of a mistake they made when they were, putting the figure together. Not the biggest deal in the world, but it kind of bothers me a little bit. And I'm not sure how it's appearing on camera, but the shade of green is not exactly an apple green. It's a little bit darker. It's probably appearing more white than it should on camera, but the color is definitely spot on to the TV show. And same goes for the rest of the figure. Obviously, the highlight of this piece is the chest plate. Look how beautiful this is. I want to zoom in here and get just a better view on it. I love the bronze and the gold mix. It just works so well together. In person, it's very shiny, quite reflective, and just molded beautifully. It's a very hard plastic. Here at the end, it's definitely, a pretty sturdy rubber, but, it's a well-crafted piece, and it fits snugly on the figure. It's definitely glued on. You cannot remove this. I know a lot of people on forums and such, Power Rangers fans, wonder if you could take this off. Unfortunately, you can't. I'm really hoping they make a standard figure, but it's still very beautiful. I love the the black rims here, a nice glossy paint. You could tell that they molded the abs pretty damn well, gave the Green Ranger here quite some definition. You could tell the white paint here is actually, you know, just the standard diamond stripes that the Green Ranger would normally have without the armor, which I thought was a cool touch. And I actually thought they'd just make this all green, but luckily they didn't. Do have the gold straps here. Do have them as well around the arms. And here is his belt buckle, looking very, very pretty. A lot of colors in there. Do have some bronze, gold, black, and red. No paint spilled too. And just circling the figure here, showing the belt. Nothing too special. There's a little bit of indentation here. The gauntlets looking pretty. I mean, I think these little triangles here, the pattern could be a bit straighter. It's a little bit wiggly, but, you know, it's not a big deal at all. And the hands actually have a lot of detail. Like I said in my Red Ranger review, just a lot of detail in the hands. They sculpted a lot of padding, which I didn't expect. That's nice. And I actually have the accessory hands on, which, you know, I'll highlight later, but, you know, they're very pretty. His holster, which holds his weapon, I can just actually take this out, show the holster. Can obviously pop off, so there is the holster. Put this little guy back on. And moving further down on the figure, I really wish the camera would pick up the dark green that I'm getting here. Fortunately it isn't, but it's a quite dark green. They sculpted some muscle definition here in the quads, which I thought was kind of weird, but hey, they're muscular, aren't they? And the boots, crafted wonderfully. Do love these gold rims. A little bit of a paint spill here. Not even sure what kind of paint that is. It's definitely not gold. It's like a black, so I don't know how black got there, but hey, it did. The pattern on the boots, they put, you know, a lot of definition here on the boots with, you know, the straps and such. Quite a bit of padding too, and I don't know how it's appearing right now, but there's actually some folds in the leather of the boots, which was quite a nice surprise. So they put a lot of detail into this figure. Well, as for articulation, this guy definitely has a ton of posability. The only thing that hinders it is around the shoulder area because obviously of the chest plate, but honestly no big deal. But here at the head, can move up that much, go down that much, can do the full 360 as well as wobble slightly. His you know, shoulder joint here can do the full 360. It kind of, you know, pushes his chest piece up, so I don't recommend that. The upper arm here has a 360 rotation. He, of course, does have his double jointed elbow. It's a little bit stiff. You kind of do have to force it. Depends on your figure. The wrists actually have two joints here, so really you could just move them any way you want. There's no limit to posability there. The abs do have a slight hinder. Obviously, the diamond shape here will poke into his stomach, so he can't go too far forward, but, you know, far enough, I think, and go back a lot. As far as his waist goes, he can go to the right that much and to the left that much. I'm going to take off his, you know, holster here to show more articulation. His leg can go forward that much, back that much. Can basically do the splits, which is pretty damn awesome because they're ninjas, guys. And the thigh here does have a slight rotation. You do have to hold this upper piece here so you can rotate it. I'm always afraid that I'll just break this joint in here when I move the thigh, so I wouldn't do that if I were you. He does have a double jointed knee, which is always nice. The calf can rotate fully, and his feet can go forward that much, back that much, and of course he does have ankle pivot. As for size, the Green Ranger here stands at about 7 inches tall. Exactly 7 inches, actually. And if you don't believe me, I do have my trusty tape measure here. And as you could tell, it is basically exactly 7 inches tall. And here is the Green Ranger next to his Red Ranger, leader, and counterpart. And these guys look absolutely brilliant together. You have no idea how much fun I had doing toy photography with the both of these. And it was just really, really amazing. So I highly recommend you get both. And here he is next to the standard DC Multiverse figure. They're about the same height. I bet Superman could be a little bit taller depending on how you pose him, but overall a good scale. Do have him here now up against a standard Marvel Legends Infinite Series figure. The Marvel Legends are generally 6 inches tall, and this guy's 7, so you could definitely see the difference here. And here he is next to my alpaca. As for accessories, like I said on the box, it did give a little bit of a preview of how this guy comes with 2 exclusive accessories. Honestly, I can't tell which are the accessories, the hands or the swords, because I feel like the swords should just be included. I feel like the hands should be included, shouldn't be a specialty, but there you go, that's Bandai. So actually the hands he has on now, the relaxed ones, are technically the ones that are packaged separately in the box, but I prefer them on the figure. I wanted him to be reviewed that way. So these are the hands that he would have on straight out of the box. They're basically, you know, weapon-wielding hands. Pretty generic, some good molding there with the padding and the, you know, the straps and such. Just overall, good detail, and trust me, these are a bitch to put on. Do have his signature weapon here. Really nice detail, actually. I love the bronze mixed in with the black. I always love bronze and black together. It always looked nice to me. Do have some green trims in there too. His little insignia there, painted in gold. Just overall a really nice weapon. And this would not be a Power Rangers figure if he did not have a sword, and this sword is pretty goddamn epic. Not much going on here with paint application, but the size of this thing, like, just compared to my hand, it's like almost as long as my hand. It's pretty crazy, and it's a very, you know, flimsy rubber, so you could do some waves here. So I do recommend exercising caution once, you know, messing around with this. Don't lay anything on top of it that'll bend it out of place, like how some of my Ninja Storm figure, you know, accessories are just blah now, but so far this is pretty cool, and I do love these little indentations here. They're very pretty. A nice silver chrome here too. Good black handles as well. Do have a little bit of molding there for the grip, which is pretty cool, but overall a neat accessory. And to show you guys how these accessories work on him, pretty simple. His holster is already on. I don't consider that an accessory, and this slides in, you know, pretty nicely. I really do not feel like changing the hands at all. It is so hard. The ball joint is really stiff, and it's actually a bit larger than the hole here in the wrist, so it's just not fun to put on. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna skip that part, and honestly I could just show you how well it holds on. Just slide it in, and you know, it grips pretty nicely. You know, it's not gonna go anywhere. And just to show you guys how it looks with the relaxed hands. Relaxed hands are really cool on this guy, and honestly I think the poses you can do with this are just a lot better. You just have to kind of pose them the right way, and but yeah, these look really nice. Much better than these in my opinion, but hey, to each their own. So overall, this is a must-have for any Power Rangers fan. I don't care if Mighty Morphin is your least favorite TV show of the Power Rangers franchise, or your favorite. Everybody loves Tommy the Green Ranger, and I would kill for an actual Tommy head sculpt on this thing. That would make this figure absolutely perfect. But unfortunately, Bandai didn't do that for us. Maybe in the future, I'm hoping for. Probably unlikely, but hey, I gotta hope, right? And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment, check out my site at SunSpotReviewz.com, and I will see you guys in my next video.